The most stressful part is the family drama. I hardly ever do a wedding where there's not somebody in the family who doesn't get along with someone else, who doesn't want to sit near them or have them sit near them. And also down in Texas, it's the weather. So a lot of my brides love to have outside weddings. They think they're beautiful, and we try to make that come true, but you have to deal with dust, dirt, temperatures of 110, and rain, and make sure you have a tent set aside. So there's a lot of challenges with this Texas weather. Well, we have a lot of family drama in the weddings that we plan, and one of them that stands out in my mind as one of the probably worst family dramas was when we were at the venue waiting on the bride and groom to arrive. And the groom's mother thought that there wasn't enough reserved seating for everyone in her family. So they were busy removing reserve signs and centerpieces and that kind of thing. And the bride's mother took exception to it and said something. So the groom's mother launched herself onto the bride's mother, pulled her hair. The whole table went down. The centerpiece broke. Things were rolling, and they were rolling on each other, and thankfully the police officer, the security guard, came in and yanked them apart. Meanwhile, my staff is hurrying as fast as they can to get more tables with more reserve signs. I'm like telling the groom's mom, just a minute, we'll have it fixed. And while I turn my back again, the groom's mother throws herself on the bride's mother again, yanks a handful of her hair out, and starts fighting again. So the police officer came in, called the police car, ejected them from the wedding.
They missed it.
They missed their entire son's and daughter's wedding reception. We had another wedding where the two fathers got into it. The bride's father was paying for the reception. He didn't want any alcohol. So we had a meeting. We all agreed no alcohol, even though the groom's father really wanted alcohol. So we had the wedding downstairs, and we went upstairs. Well, the first thing I saw when I went upstairs down the hall was a keg with a bunch of ice on it. And I'm like, oh no, that's not supposed to be here. And the groom's father said, yeah, we're going to have a keg. I'm like, no, no, you're not. Bride's family paid me, no keg. Just leave that keg down there. So the bride and groom come in, they get announced, they do their first dance, and in comes the groom's father down the middle of the hall with rolling the keg. About 200 pounds of ice on the keg. And the bride's father springs up and says, no beer. And the groom's father said, we are serving this. We're not serving this. We are serving this. We're not serving this. About the fourth time of that, the whole keg went over, and ice went everywhere through that hall. So now it's dead quiet, except for the bride crying. And the bride runs out. The groom follows her. The groom's father's just fit to be tied. So my staff has to clean up all the ice. I try to get the groom's father out of the room. I said, could you just wait? Could you take this to your house after the reception and just invite everybody over for the keg afterwards? He goes, okay. So I go out. I'm helping the bride. Before I almost am back in the room, the groom's father takes the microphone and goes, okay, everybody's invited to my house to enjoy this keg except for the bride's mother and father. So he had to have the last word.
Yeah, and welcome to the family.
Challenge in planning weddings is to try to keep the families getting along as well as they can during, and because everyone has something that they think is really important and the other person doesn't think is important. So you kind of have to be the referee for those situations. And the other thing that's stressful is trying to keep them on a budget. Almost all brides and grooms want everything to be as beautiful as possible. So we have to work on them to take one area, make it a wow area, and still keep them on budget. My signature style, I think, is simple and elegant. I like to take one area of a room and make it a wow area. And most of my brides are on budgets. They don't have the over-the-top budgets. They're not the platinum brides. So we have to take their budget and make it work. And I like to take one or two areas and make them wow. And so my style is to do exactly that. Work with their budget and make it still a very memorable and incorporate their vision. My wedding style is simple elegance. I think I said that before, so I was going to show you an example of that. This is a beautiful corsage I made for a mother of the bride. Not. This is where it really goes. This is our busy time. So between now and the end of June, we have about 23 weddings. And we have all types of different ones. We have a couple of brides that are going to do their own food. That's always interesting. The do-it-yourself brides, always something goes wrong. So that's pretty interesting. I have a couple of brides doing outside weddings at ranches. Another interesting, because of all the heat, because it's 110 and we're outside carrying things and trying to keep cakes from melting. And we have one at a vineyard that's coming up outside. So you have to kind of be ready with a tent just in case. So those are some of the weddings we have coming up. I think you should pick me to be a wedding planner on Whose Wedding Is It Anyway, because I have so many great weddings coming up that I think Fort Worth is a wonderful, wonderful city, and we just have so many Western weddings and so many outside weddings and so many characters down here. I think we could have some really great shows using some of my brides and grooms.
Good. Yeah.
Yay!
And because I'm good.
And because I'm good.
Because I'm the best. Yeah. Rock.
You take it.
I am. Oh boy. Cut that out.
Whoa, yeah.